What if you could become a better person, not by working harder, but by taking one small step a day? And not because you're a bad person now, but because there's something inside you that's ready for more. How to be a better person gives you one tiny step a day you can take to be the person you want to be. My mission? To help you live your best life. Hey there, it's Kate, and this is the How to Be a Better Person podcast. This episode is airing on Tuesday, December 3rd, and Tuesdays are all about helping you be a better person at work. Although, like most things I talk about here, the thing I'm talking about today isn't only applicable to this one part of your life. It works everywhere, even though we most often think of it in terms of work. And that thing is to be coachable. We all have things we could be better at. Heck, you're listening to a podcast called How to Be a Better Person. Of course, you have them too. I certainly do. Some of them you may know about. Maybe you've been meaning to get better at writing, or at project management, or at giving presentations. In addition, everyone has a blind spot or two, a weakness that they can't perceive. These might be something that gets mentioned to you in a performance review, or that is made clear to you after something goes quote-unquote wrong. There's no shame in having areas that need development. You are humans. Humans have been evolving as a race for millennia. And we also evolve as individuals too, and thank goodness, otherwise life would get pretty boring. So when someone you trust, or when life itself, points out a habit or a pattern that appears to be holding you back, be game for getting some objective feedback and then trying a different approach. In other words, be coachable. I know this is hard. It's a very rare person who truly enjoys the process of hearing something that they're not doing great at. But getting hip to it is how you start to get better. And resisting opportunities to grow is a sure way to stay stuck. Being coachable also means you can be coached by anyone, your spouse, a friend, your kid, a mentor, a peer. Just as you can be a leader from any position, which is something I'll talk about more in a future episode, you can also be coached by anyone in any position. Of course, no one enjoys unsolicited feedback or advice. I don't. It can really make me bristle. But if there is something you are sincerely trying to do and you encounter someone who has a legitimate point of view, let it in enough to try it on for size before you dismiss it out of hand. Think about it now for a second. What's something someone either did coach you on or tried to coach you on recently? How did that go? Were you receptive to what they had to say? Did you initially resist but then eventually try to do it differently? And then think about this. Where do you think you land on the coachable scale? If 1 is no one can tell you anything and you pride yourself on dismissing others' opinions, we all know someone like this, and 10 is you download coaching from other people seamlessly and can integrate new insights and information almost before the person who's coaching you can get the words out, where are you? I'm not saying we should all be 10s on that scale, but I am saying that oftentimes what makes us uncoachable is resistance. Resistance to change, to feedback, even to the possibility of success. So nudging yourself to be more coachable than you usually are will also nudge you to deal with some of your resistance to change. And that is very often a wonderful, wonderful thing. Just one caveat. There's a time and a place for everything. That means that there will also be times when it's time to block out others' voices and just follow your own inner guidance. But generally, we have a hard time being objective about ourselves, and an observation from someone else who has an informed opinion, knowledge, or experience can really give us the info we need to make the adjustment that will help us move the needle. Now that you've heard this episode, keep an ear out for your next coachable moment. I'm willing to bet it's right around the corner. Take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for listening to How to Be a Better Person. Our theme song is Left for Deadish by Junior85. The podcast is mixed by Sound Advice Strategies. If you liked what you heard in this episode, share it with someone you think would like it too. Your voice matters. Also, How to Be a Better Person has an official newsletter that sends the past 7 episodes, a sneak peek of the week ahead, and one well-chosen meme to your inbox every Saturday morning. Sign up at beabetterpersonpodcast.com and click on Get Podcast News. I also love to hear from listeners. I love it. Send me an email by clicking on the Contact Kate button at beabetterpersonpodcast.com, tweet me at Kate Han, Katehan, or find me on Instagram at Kate Hanley Author. I look forward to connecting with you.